Good afternoon, Catscats. This is Brittany, Troop 1 Beavers Patrol, with Part 2 of your botany lecture. In Part 1, I talked about the plants that live alongside us, the ones we see all the time. But there is a whole world of other plants you'll probably never see unless you take that submarine ride at Disneyland. I'm talking about the plants that live in our oceans. Plants in the ocean are different from plants on land. They have the ability to survive great depths of the ocean and thrive in salt water. Like the plants on land, ocean plants need sunlight, so most are either designed to float on the surface of the water or grow on the ocean floor in shallow water that gets lots of sunlight. They range from teeny tiny organisms to large ocean trees and everything in between. Some are poisonous, which is why you should always suit up in complete scuba gear when you go into the ocean. Some of the ocean plants you've probably heard of include kelp, seaweed, seagrass, and algae. So let's take a look at some of this amazing plant life that lives in the 320 million cubic miles of water in our oceans. Kelp grows in cold coastal waters. It is the largest marine plant in the world, and it can reach up to 250 feet, or the length of about 300 catscats lined up nose to tail. Kelp is also the fastest growing plant in the world. It's usually kind of brown and lives on the surface of the ocean. It stays afloat with the help of small flotation bulbs. Seaweed floats on the surface of the ocean much like kelp. Too much seaweed can choke out coral reefs, so fish that eat seaweed keep this problem at bay. Seagrass grows in shallow water because it needs lots of sunlight. These plants have roots and live on the ocean floor. They provide a place to live for small fish and other yummy marine life, such as lobsters and crabs. These animals are able to hide from predators in the grasses. Coral is not a plant, it's an animal organism. You've probably seen pictures of it if you watched Finding Nemo or one of them nature channels on YouTube and think it comes in a rainbow of colors, but it's actually translucent or white in color. Coral reefs get their color from the many kinds of algae that live on the surface of the coral. Algae attaches itself to the coral and feeds the coral, which eats the nutrients created as byproducts of the algae's photosynthesis. Coral reefs are very beautiful, but they're dying off fast because humans don't take very good care of our planet. So we've had a quick look at plants that live on our planet, on land and sea. The next part of this class will be a student presentation of interesting or unusual plants. Just as an example, take a look at this one. As with the flying tumbleweed plant we saw last week, our scientists are somewhat baffled by this one. It has been under study for several years. In that time, it hasn't moved, and it is green, so they're pretty sure it's a plant. Mysterious, isn't it? I look forward to learning about the plants that you found to be unusual. By the way, what's an elephant's favorite vegetable? Anybody? Squash. I know that's a lot of information, so I'm going to finish up now. To summarize, well, plants. They're out there. Check them out. And when you do, as with anything else out in the wild, always be asking yourself, food or yikes, friend or foe? As we've seen, it all depends on the type of plant. So seek out plants by all means, but beware of the baddies. When you're out in the field, be sure to bring your botany field guide to help you identify the plants you find. Keep your distance until you can gauge the threat level. It is vitally important to avoid eating any plant unless you're sure they're on the edible plants list. And always remember, every breath you take includes some plant poop. So next time you're out in the great outdoors, thank a plant. Oh, I almost forgot. How do trees get on the internet? They log in. Oh, I cracked myself up. That's it for part 2 of botany training. This is Cat Scout Brittany, Troop 1 Beavers Patrol, over and out.